your tech questions. The Screensavers, coming up next. And now the latest from the ZDTV newsroom.
Good morning. Big Blue is turning into Big Green on the street. IBM beat the street with earnings, but also issued a positive outlook for upcoming quarters. Shares are now trading near 114, up about 5 and change. The street had a mixed reaction to those earnings. The DLJ analyst expects IBM to eventually trade between 125 and 130. Credit Suisse First Boston reduced its third quarter sales growth forecast. Payne Weber is modestly reducing its revenue outlook, and Lehman Brothers and Soundview upgraded the stock. SDL shares are skyrocketing this session, up more than 50 points. JDS Uniface recently said it's buying SDL. JDS also ahead today. Overall, the Dow's ahead about 125 above 10,800, and the Nasdaq's up more than 100. I'll be back in an hour.
Hello and welcome to another confused and exciting and extraordinary edition of today's Screensavers.
You know what we should do? We should just have a camera running half an hour before the show, just so people could see us running around
like
before the show.
Like do you have the driver's now? Has anyone seen the Ethernet connection?
And then the lights come on, the music plays, and we go, "Hi, I'm Leo Laporte. Thanks for joining us." Coming up in today's show, we're going to show you how to build. Actually, this is cool. We're going to show you how to build a homemade TiVo box. You've seen the TiVos and the replays. Those are those. Now we have a little argument on what to call them.
I don't want to get into a fight. Not in front of the
I
audience.
suggest digital video recorder. Could we agree on that?
No.
Okay.
Television recorder.
It's a VCR with a hard drive in it. Television recorder.
It's not. It's unlike a VCR. You can use this. There's no little clock blinking and annoying you for the rest of your natural life.
He can use it. I go, well, this has too many buttons.
Well,
anyway,
I can program my VCR
can you
too.
build one of your own out of a computer? That's the question. We'll show you.
Then we got a famous book about a world minus one dimension in the Geek Library. That's Flatland by Edwin Abbott.
Written in I didn't realize this. 1884.
We're talking old school here, Leo.
But yet one of the great books. It's a geek classic. Then later, Sumi Das takes a fresh look at a tiny, little itty-bitty, teeny-weeny USB hard drive. It's no bigger than Patrick's thumb. Of course, that's pretty big.
Well,
but it's small for a hard drive. Meanwhile, what is Roger? Roger, what are you doing over there?
I am assembling something for next week.
Is that a hard drive in your lap?
It's something similar to a hard drive. I believe it's called a hard drive. Yes, it is.
What? Okay, Patrick, would you explain what he's doing? Because I don't understand. What's going on?
Rumor has it, and I can't get too specific here, but that we're building a PC, a collegiate PC.
That's going to be our segment next week. I remember that. I was in the meeting for that, yes.
And we're actually going to build one. It's going to be like, what, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday
The ultimate computer for a kid going off to college in September.
Exactly. And we're going to build one, and we're going to give it away to the folks at home.
We're going to give it away?
We're going to give it away!
So we will have a contest. We will have rules. We'll have all of that for you next week. You'll have a chance to win. It's on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of July.
Yep.
And Roger's going to build it now. What, just to see if it works?
Well, you know, we got the parts where it's like kids in Christmas.
They went to the store with a credit card in hand.
Yeah, we went to the store with a producer in tow. He had a credit card in hand.
His credit card.
We want this, and we want this, and we
Normally
want that.
when we build these computers, most of the time, either Kate built one and I built one that we bought ourselves, for ourselves. And in the past we've used stuff the manufacturer has lent us. Then we'd have to take it apart at the end and send it back to them.
Right.
So this is the first time we've actually given it to you, the audience. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
It's all about you people.
So during the show, for the rest of the show, you'll see Roger working away, and that could be your computer.
And if there's a scream, it's an electrical thing, but we'll take care of it.
Now we have a chat topic. What are you, Roger? Are you grounded?
Yeah.
Are you grounded?
Yeah, I'm sitting.
What about the
I'm grounded.
what about the static electricity, Roger?
If a lightning bolt hits me, I have life insurance.
Cool. Who gets it?
We don't care.
I don't know.
Well, you know, sign it over to us.
Are you grounded?
Guarantee a short and blissful life.
All right. So our question of the day in our chat room: what should Russ get? Russ, many people don't realize.
Russ is, you know, when we go, huh? And we talk about the voice in our ear, Russ is our line producer.
He's an ear person. He's an ear person. In fact, in the chat room, when you get that really creepy looking avatar of the guy who looks like he's half dead with the big circles under his eyes, that's Russ.
Yeah.
That's Russ.
So you know what? He looks just like that in real life.
So the question is, what should Russ get? He's trying to decide if you should get a cable modem or DSL. Now, this is going to be tough because you're DSL.
I'm DSL.
And I'm a little bit cable.
Yeah, but you know what? I have no choice. It was DSL or ISDN, and I was done with ISDN.
I used to have ISDN, and I had the choice, and I said to my little self, I am going cable, and I have never looked back.
Well, why should you?
Well, I don't know. So we want to hear from all of you. Now, one thing we've said all the time, high-speed internet's great either way, and it really depends on who's implementing it, whether it's good or bad. So we know that some people have great DSL and lousy cable service, and vice versa. But I still want to hear from you. We want to hear what you think, what Russ should do, cable or DSL, and go to that talkback feature there at thescreensavers.com and tell us the pros and cons. I think this could be really valuable for anybody who's trying to make this choice.
Oh, totally. And you know what, to hear what people have to say, we want to hear about your real-world experiences. Share them with us, share them with the Screensavers community.
Not just rhetoric. Just tell us what really happened, okay? That's screensavers.com.
Now, if you want to give us a call on the telephone, you can give us a holler at 888-989-7879. As always, you can chat with us at ZDTV.com. Click on the Interact button and follow the links to our chat. And you know what? You go to the Screensavers room and you chat with me and Leo and the rest of the Screensavers crew.
Unless you want one of them. Excuse me.
This would be one of the fabulous, delightful Screensavers magnetic picture frame.
This thing is made 100% polyester, the same exact materials used in high-quality B-52 bomber tires.
And, you know, fleeces.
And if you want one of these,
they don't taste very good, by the way.
All you got to do is be one of the people who we see on TV today on our Netcams. Now, to do that, though, you got to get past the very tough screening process in the Netcam Cineplex.
Who's screening today?
Who's doing that? Who's in the screen? John, Mark, and Shannon. John, Mark,
change.
Why are you in the front chair today?
We decided to switch just for novelty's sake.
We like to throw you off as much as possible.
And you know what? John Mark spoke first. Outstanding, John Mark.
Bravo. Actually, John Mark's going back to school in about 3 or 4 weeks, isn't he? We're going to lose him.
What? Back to high school.
Back to what?
High school.
It's going to be boring after this.
What grade are you in, John Mark?
I'm going to be a senior next year.
I am older than dirt.
Senior.
I can't believe he's a 12th
My titty
grader.
shoes are older than this kid, okay?
So, and actually, it's a really neat story. We haven't talked about this before, but John Mark is... Where are you from, John Mark?
Kingsport, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
You were a ZDTV viewer, and you inquired all the way from Tennessee about an internship. You went through all the rigmarole, because there's a lot of paperwork. And
a lot of hoops.
And he flew out here, and he's spending the summer out here with family.
Just to meet Leo and Patrick.
And just to be with us. And boy, is he
and
sorry.
to hang in the booth with me.
And Shannon.
Thank you.
And his fondest memories. This will be the summer of 2000.
It's all downhill from here, John Mark.
Hey, thanks. So go on there, say hi to them, get yourself a magnet, and congratulate John Mark on his initiative. That's really neat when you see somebody who says, I want to do that. Don't, please, though, we don't want to get flooded.
Imagine if we'd done that. Imagine where we
might have a career. Let's give...
Bada bing.
Maybe not. Let's give a magnet to Dennis from Fenton, Michigan. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry.
Is that the one on the...
That's Dennis on the fridge.
He's refereeing a hockey game. Hey, ref, are you wearing glasses? Are you blind?
That's an action-packed shot there. You too can get your fridge picture up there. Just send it to the Screensavers at ZDTV.com. Fridge picture should be the subject line. Also,
Can we?
Well, sure. Yeah. Sure, but I want to mention the fax machine, then we can do that, okay?
The fax machine?
We have a fax machine now.
Do you folks know about the fax machine?
This went crazy yesterday, didn't it? There it is. It's already faxing. The phone number is 415-437-5869. 437-5869. And because we went through about 18 boxes of paper over the last 24 hours, we've decided to keep it on and turn it off. Keep it on only during the live broadcast.
Only during the live broadcast.
So that's 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Not even during the reruns. 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. That's the only time that fax machine will operate, okay?
So don't send us stuff during the rest of the time.
It'll ring and ring and ring. That's just to save trees, folks. We don't want to go through 100,000 sheets of paper.
Now, Chris.
Now can we throw this?
Can we throw this? Chris from Naples, Florida. Are you out there? You know what? He's on the phone.
Hi, Chris.
Chris?
No, this is Richard.
Hi, Richard.
How's it going, Richard?
I guess we pressed the wrong button, but we'll talk to you, Richard. Where are you calling from?
Chino Valley, Arizona.
Hi, Richard. What can we do for you?
Well, I got a problem with my hard drive.
Okay. What kind of problem?
Guy kind of took you off guard, didn't we, Richard?
Yeah.
He said, oh my gosh, I'm on the air. Okay, you want to take a deep breath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me turn my TV down here.
Yeah,
That might help.
that could also be it. If you have your TV up, there's a little delay, and that will be extraordinarily confusing. Now, we got 2 minutes to talk to you. So what is the problem with your hard drive, Richard?
Well, when I go to defrag it, it says reading the drive information, and then it goes to defrag, and then it starts defragging, and then...
Defrags for 2 or 3 days?
No, it defrags for a little while, then it goes disk information change, and it goes back to 0 and starts over.
Very, very common problem. Because when you're defragging, you're reorganizing the hard drive, and you can't, if somebody else is accessing the hard drive, you can't continue to defrag. You have to start over again.
Right.
So, you know what my advice actually is? Is go into safe mode and do it.
Yeah, safe mode, or you know what else you can do is you can actually reboot, go into MS-config, either boot in safe mode, or go into MS-config and basically shut down everything that starts with your computer. Booting into safe mode does the same thing, and in fact, it does it with less trauma and without a reboot.
Yeah. The idea is we want to get all those background processes turned off. There's something else going on. Maybe Fast Find is indexing your hard drive. Maybe it's something trying to download email. So we want to get all those processes turned off so that the only thing touching the hard drive is defrag. So in fact, for both ScanDisk and defrag, it's a good idea to reboot in safe mode. If you don't know how to do that, you want to show them or shall I? Why don't I do it?
Yeah, shut down.
Why mess up your system when we can do it on mess up my system?
I like that spirit, folks. He's a giving man, that Leo Laporte.
So you got to restart, and what you're going to do is you're going to go through the restart. As soon as you see loading windows, then you want to real quickly press the F5 key. That's the safe mode key.
Right.
F8 will put you in the menu mode, but F5 puts you in the safe mode directly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this, not here. We're going to watch. It's booting up. It's booting up. And as soon as you see loading windows, I'm going to do it right now. Tap, 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 tap,
tapping the F5 key,
and that'll put you into safe mode directly. What safe mode is a mode of Windows that minimal drivers and no background processes are running, and it's the best way to defrag.
Yes.
Okay, stop beeping at me. I put you in safe mode, you darn...
You filled up the keyboard.
Anyway, you get the idea. I'm on. Watch one hand.
Look at him go, ladies and gentlemen. Leo Laporte going into safe mode.
Then putting the stick out the tongue when you're doing this.
You could bite your lip. We want to warn you about that now.
I give up.
Shh.
Okay, anyway, you get the idea.
But basically,
F5 safe mode. Thank you very much.
after the break, we're going to take a look at a two-dimensional love story.
Oh, it's doing it. It's doing it.
Have you been reading Jackie Collins again?
It's in safe mode. Yes, I have. But this book is based on mathematical principles. The Geek Library is up next when the screensavers continue. See, we're in safe mode. We're in safe mode. It works. Get all that F5 press.
The Screensavers is sponsored by Gateway. Gateway speaks to 50,000 people a day. Call, click, or go in and connect with them.
There are lots of tempting computers out there, so how do you choose? This one looks appetizing, but does it include internet service? This one looks good, but does it come with a free color printer? Now, a Gateway Essential PC comes with an Intel Celeron processor, year of AOL included, free Canon printer, and you can trade it in toward the purchase of a new one after 2 years, all for just $999. So, come and get it. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
ZDTV looks into the future of computing and the internet.
There will be a day when we'll look back and say, I cannot believe that the computer and the TV were separate.
People are going to get what they want on demand, when they want it, and how they want it.
The internet is a new entity in it, but it's an animal. It's an animal and it's starting to growl, so if you're not on the internet, you're late.
What's happening now in the computer world is basically what happened in the Industrial Revolution back at the turn of the century last year, back in the late 1800s. I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg, what's going to happen.
So you want to be president. Where do you stand on technology?
I understand technology, I respect technology, I welcome technology. The whole point of the internet is to be able to really connect the candidate with the voter. I said some limits of freedom. I mean, I don't think the guy ought to be able to use my name to promote pornography.
The ZDTV interview with George W. Bush, part of ZDTV's Election 2000, Monday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, only on ZDTV.
still got my tongue sticking out.
Don't bite your tongue,
Okay. Welcome back to the Screensavers. It's time once again for the Screensavers Geek Library. This is wherein we recommend for your all-time geek pleasure one of our favorite books, movies, software titles, web pages. We've done it all.
It could be technical, could be weird, could be funky, but it's always...
This one's kind of, this has math, technical, a little sci-fi in it. Let me go to the fridge and show you the book.
Into the fridge.
Written by a preacher in 1884.
What's that?
Ooh. I've got a nice lock on there now.
I like it.
This is Edwin A. Abbott's Flatland. I'm sure you read this in high school. It was certainly required reading in math class when I was a child. That was 1885, though, so...
Well, that was before this was written.
Yeah, well, you know. This is...
in graduate school?
What a neat idea. Haha. This is all about... It actually, in the Victorian era, if you were going to do any political or social commentary, you had to couch it carefully.
That sort of satire thing used by Oscar Wilde.
Exactly, kind of a Jonathan Swift thing. This is a two-dimensional world where there are no 3D beings. They're just squares, not spheres, circles, triangles. And actually, the more sides you have, the lower down on the totem pole you are. So a sphere is, a circle is the highest thing. So along comes into this world a square, who's the narrative. Along comes a sphere, a three-dimensional object. The square meets him, and the sphere can do all sorts of wild and wacky geometrical things that the square can't understand because he doesn't understand 3 dimensions.
Nice.
And it's a fascinating story, not only an allegory about society, but also, and the reason they required reading in a lot of math classes, it really gives you a deeper understanding of math and stretches your mind to think what maybe a 4th dimensional being would look like to us 3D beings. You may end up questioning your own perception of reality in this one. Now, you don't have to buy the book. It's been out long enough that it's public domain. That's why it's on Gutenberg.net. It's one of their many books on here. And it is a geek, it's truly a geek classic. I think anybody who's fascinated by this kind of thing, a square in Pointland and Line Land, and there was even a sequel written by another author, a 3-dimensional land where they meet a 4-dimensional being. We're going to just do a quick search for Flatland. That's our title, F-L-A-T-L-A-N-D, by Edwin A. Abbott. Our Geek Library suggestion, if you want to read it online, which would be a truly geeky thing to do, put it in your Palm Pilot.
That would be perfect.
Wouldn't that be great? You can download it here from Gutenberg.net. Now, if you want to read, and by the way, this is not, I don't think, is this the first thing we've ever done that is in the Gutenberg Library? I think it is. We did the Gutenberg Library as our Geek Library pick.
Hacker Crackdown.
Is that in there too?
Yeah, Hacker Crackdown was in there.
So this is our second. If you want to fill out your Geek Library, but I don't think that great sci-fi book, which I have to bring you back, is.
No.
What's the name of that? I can't remember. You forgot too, didn't you?
I read it 4 times, but the name escapes me.
I love it. To fill out your Geek Library, check out our website for a complete listing of all our recommendations. It's at thescreensavers.com. It's the one based on Future Shock. Shockwave Runner. Great book, by the way. Did I tell you it was a great book? Great.
I'm glad. Isn't it wonderful? Leo even enjoyed it.
I loved it.
All right.
And because this is flat, I could just stick it right in my pants. Forrest joins us on the phone. Actually, I can't. From Van, Texas. Hi, Forrest.
How you doing, Leo? Hi, Patrick.
How's it going tonight? Great. How are you, Forrest?
I am doing great.
Good.
You guys are my heroes.
Really?
Yes.
No.
I have learned so much from you guys.
Oh, all right. If you insist. Okay. Oh, gosh. What can we do for you?
Well, I'm having a problem.
Yeah.
I got a new computer, and it has ATL Wonder 128.
Okay.
And I have a WeCam that I got from...
you got the free WeCam from Earthlink, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We get a lot of WeCam calls.
Well,
I just like the name.
For some reason, I can't get it to use it when I use the NetMeeting.
Yeah.
I can use it for Vmail and everything. But
NetMeeting doesn't see the driver, huh? When you send the Vmail, are you using the WeCam dedicated software?
Yes.
Okay. The way this typically works with a video capture card, your ATI has a driver that shows up to Windows.
Okay.
And it's called, I can't remember, the ATI
video widget
driver thing. Oh my God. Can you see that when you go to NetMeeting? Can you see it?
No.
Okay, so and you know where I'm talking about when you go to the NetMeeting options and you select video? The video tab, and there's a drop down of all the things. So you don't see that driver. Do you see any drivers at all, or is it blank?
It is blank.
You're looking at it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're right then. That means NetMeeting is not seeing the ATI driver. All that means is you don't have the right driver.
Okay.
So, because even if it has nothing to do with the WeCam. Right. Because even if the WeCam weren't connected, it would see the card.
Okay.
And then any camera, including a camcorder hooked up to the card, would be pumping video in. So now this is not unusual, especially when you do an upgrade of Windows. Have you noticed this? This happens to me all the time.
You mean video drivers disappearing into space?
Yeah,
and seen again?
or plug and play picking the wrong driver. Yeah. And it seems to happen a lot with the All-in-Wonders because for some reason it doesn't. I think because the All-in-Wonder chipsets are similar.
And sometimes the Berktree chipsets, they tend to load the wrong drivers. Yeah.
Same thing.
BT88.
So what I would suggest doing is going to the ATI website and getting the latest All-in-Wonder 128 driver and installing that and seeing if that fixes the problem.
All right.
Because you should, if even without the WeCam, you should be able to see the capture card. That's the first thing to fix. Now, the reason I asked you about on the Vmail stuff, that's proprietary software. It may be doing something that's forcing it. You know, it may not be using the standard means.
Yeah.
Okay. But NetMeeting does. It just goes to the standard driver. You were showing the device driver here?
Yeah, so I was going to multimedia properties. Sometimes you want to check to see if anything's showing up in video capture devices.
Yeah, if you have a video capture device, including the All-in-Wonder, it would show up there, right? Right.
So at least it give you an idea of whether or not it's even in the neighborhood. But yeah, if it's not showing up in your regular system, just get the new device manager folder.
I've had this happen with the old All-in-Wonder, not the 128, but the All-in-Wonder Pro. It would pick the wrong Rage chipset for some reason when you installed Windows 98, and you had to actually go out and get the better driver to do it.
Yeah, the USR Netcams were also infamous for doing this.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Give that a try, see if that works, and then we want to see you on Netcam.
You bet. I'll be there.
All right.
Excellent.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate the nice words. Take care.
Thanks.
Coming up next, we're going to keep those phone lines open, right? The fax lines are open. We're going to keep you calling. That's an order. More live calls, and I will sit on this book when the screensavers continues. Watch, I'm going to do it right now.
Get plugged into the best of the net with Yahoo Internet Life magazine, the definitive guide to the internet. Link up to the coolest people, places, and services on the planet. Get the hottest interviews with the most supercharged celebrities, plus reviews of the top sites to do almost anything. There's even a handy tear-out guide to the sites featured in each issue. Call now for your risk-free sample of Yahoo Internet Life and check out columns that make almost anything easier online. Easy Shoppers spotlights sizzling new shopping sites. Save big bucks with Old Way Netway. Travel the net at warp speed with Easy User. Use your credit card and get a gift, the amazing Ultimate Web Companion CD-ROM, free. Here's the deal. 12 issues, only $19.97. That's 44% off the newsstand price. Satisfaction is guaranteed. Cancel and owe nothing. Keep your trial issue free. Get plugged into Yahoo Internet Life. It's the definitive guide to the net. Call 1-800-913-9977. That's 1-800-913-9977.
Welcome back to the network. Today we're talking with my pal Philip. How you doing, honey?
I am doing great, Tilde.
So tell me a little bit about your website.
It's a fan site and a help site. I try to help people with their computer problems and show them resources to help themselves later on.
You're almost becoming a little Leo Laporte, huh?
Well, it'd be nice.
Do you have a support system of geeks out there to hang out with?
I've got a bunch of really geeky friends, and I also rely on the ZDTV message board.
So I'm curious, what do you think of the word geek?
I think it's changed. It's almost an honor, and it's cool to be a geek these days.
What would you like to say to all the aspiring geeks out there?
Watch ZDTV, learn, and don't give up hope.
Nobody is born knowing how to use a computer.
Unless your name is Tilde.
Touche, my dear, touche. Want to talk? Find out how at zdtv.com/Tilde.
TheScreenSavers.com is, well, it's publishing my work. Go to the Answers and Tips page. This week is Get Connected Week. If you've been thinking to yourself, gosh, I wish I knew how to get connected. Well, now you can. You can find out what you need to get connected on the Answers and Tips page at thescreensavers.com. Now I'd like to kick over to Leo with a live caller on the line.
Yes,
Leo?
They're alive, I believe. Thank you, Patrick. Chris joins us on the phone from Knightdale, North Carolina. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Patrick and Leo.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
We're great. What can we do for you?
I was wondering how you do packet sniffing, because the guy that was on last night, he was talking about monitoring that download program with packet sniffing, and I was going to experiment that with myself.
That's all, yeah. I mean, all it is a piece of software that monitors the internet traffic. Now, in order to do any packet sniffing, you have to be on a LAN. Are you on a modem or on a LAN?
I'm on a LAN. I have two, like, links this, Ether
Perfect.
16.
Perfect. So what you'll do, you understand how the way packet sniffing works, it has to do with how Ethernet works. Ethernet's what you call a broadcast network. So any computer that's on the Ethernet network, the way it sends data to another computer is by broadcasting it. It's not a point-to-point transmission. It actually sends out a packet of data
to all the computers?
To all the computers, and the computer with the right receiving address says, oh, that's for me, and grabs it and pulls it in. So that means that on a LAN, on an Ethernet network, all of the traffic is visible to all the computers. And that's the key concept in packet sniffing. A packet sniffer sits on one of your computers, and you can, you know what, I don't have any packet sniffer running here, I'd show you, but all you have to do is go out on the net and search for packet sniffer. You'll find a bunch of different ones for all kinds of operating systems. All it's doing is it's sitting out there and monitoring the traffic that's going by on Ethernet. And you can dump it to a text file and read it. Now it's going to take, you have to understand, Steve's a smart guy. So it's going to take some smarts to interpret what that is. Because the Ethernet packet, depending on the packet sniffer, the raw packet has information, not only the data you're sending, but there's header information and there's closing information. You have to be able to filter out the real data from the handshaking information, okay?
Okay.
A good packet sniffer will help you do that. And yeah, it's a very useful tool for analyzing these kinds of things to see what kind of traffic is coming out of your computer. Another use for a packet sniffer, and one of the reasons people on cable modems sometimes are a little paranoid, is when you're on a cable modem, you're on the same kind of LAN, except that your neighbor's on the same LAN as you are. And in theory, although I haven't tried this, you can monitor all the Ethernet traffic. That means everything on your subnet, including your neighbor's traffic. So a packet sniffer would, in theory, allow you on a cable modem to view your neighbor's data. So I trust you're not going to do that, right?
No.
You're going to be a good guy.
Yeah, good guy.
Actually, the links, you're smart, because the link sys keeps them from doing that to you. They only see the data that goes out onto the internet. They can't see your internal subnet data. You've got a firewall. All right? So I don't have any recommendations off the top of my head for a packet sniffer. I'll tell you what, we'll look and see what some people recommend, see if we can find a good one for you. But if you go to softseek.com or any one of the search engines like Hot Files or SoftSeek and search for packet sniffer, you're bound to find a bunch of them. Okay?
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the call. A packet sniffer is a very interesting and valuable tool, but in the wrong hands could be trouble. So I want you to use it responsibly, folks. Stay where you are. Still to come on this very show, we're going to show you how to make your very own TiVo box. I'll give you a hint. Get your checkbook ready. Then we're going to get some more live calls, more answers to your faxes. And Sumi Das joins us to talk about the new solid-state hard drive. Solid-state, no moving parts. It's really tiny. It's as big as Pat's thumb. That's on today's Fresh Gear. All that and more as the Screensavers rolls on.
Meet the host of Silicon Spin.
I'm your host, John C. Dvorak.
Ringmaster for the hottest topics in technology today.
Porn sites are popular. And you know what? Some lawyers are crooked, too. Yeah, that's going to work. Innocent geek or ruthless software gangster.
Would you rather see a random
What are you guys
ad?
picking on me for?
John C. Dvorak.
Perfect example of what's wrong with America.
On Silicon Spin. Weeknights at 11:30, 10:30 Central. Only on ZDTV.
When my daughter, Janie, went off to college, it was hard on the whole family. Especially CJ. They were so close. Now Janie lives across the country. But with MCI 5 cents every day, we can talk like she's still at home. With MCI, our long-distance calls are just 5 cents a minute every evening and all weekend long. And only 7 cents a minute the rest of the time.
Hello? Janie? It's Mom. Hi, Mom.
Call now to sign up for MCI 5 cents every day and get a low 5 cents a minute rate every evening and all weekend long, and just 7 cents the rest of the time, so you can save every day.
Listen, CJ really misses you.
Oh, I miss him too. Let me talk to him.
Okay, here he is.
CJ? How you doing, boy?
Call 1-800-549-7912 today to sign up and get 120 minutes of free calls when you pay with a credit card.
Just imagine being linked to a source of information, to a global internet adventure. Just imagine clarity in a world of chaos. Now, there's a new television network, ZDTV, your home for entertainment, explaining the power of computers and the internet, creating a world of possibilities. ZDTV, amaze yourself.
We're in Ohio talking to people about ZDTV. Come on. Excuse me, sir. How do you feel when you hold that cube?
Well, I don't know.
If you could use a computer, how do you imagine you might be able to use it?
I don't know enough about them.
What about, like, say, bookkeeping?
That might be a possibility.
Keep track of your crop yield?
That might be handy.
Can you think of any other way that a computer might improve the usage of your lovely farm here?
Well, we can plant this corn.
Oh. No, the doggy. Oh my God. I hope these people can help me. Okay. Hey, oh my God. Wish I.
More of your toughest computer questions when the screensavers return.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte.
And I'm Patrick Norton. Thanks for joining us.
And there's Roger Chang, who is doing what again?
I am trying to mount the motherboard in the case.
Trying to mount the motherboard?
Roger, I'd be careful. You could get in trouble doing that.
You can hurt yourself.
Is a motherboard over 18? Never mind. It's a what is it? 815. It's a.
I feel dirty. You know what?
It's an 815. Yeah. It's an 815. Yes. What is it? An 8-bit? We're not going to tell anybody. It's a secret.
Shh. Yes, it's a secret.
Thank you, Roger.
Can you imagine what Lee?
Very inscrutable of you.
Yeah. What do you like with the kids? Hey, kids, I'm not going to tell you what you got for Christmas.
Yeah, it's a secret.
But it's not a pony. It's not
Hey, by the way, I just want to show you, if you just take the screen on the Ultimate Gaming Machine, I downloaded during the break a packet sniffer. There are a number of them. I found one on SoftSeek. That's a typical output of a packet sniffer. Yeah. That is looking at the Ethernet traffic that is going on across our local area network, and that's why it takes some expertise to interpret.
Is that hex?
There's hex, and then there's, it's basically it's a hex stump,
hex, and then the ASCII,
and then there's ASCII next to it. So it just looks like a hex editor. Over on the right, you see the ASCII. And so if you know what you're doing, you can interpret that. Or you can kind of dig through the data and try to find some stuff.
Which, of course, brings us to our poll topic.
Oh, yeah, and this might be relevant, mightn't it? We're asking you what Russ should get, cable or DSL.
And if you're on a cable modem, anybody in the neighborhood can sniff your packets.
In theory.
In theory.
In theory.
Yeah.
And that is one security issue that is certainly an issue on cable modems. It's not an issue on DSL, which is direct to the central office.
Yeah, and the top talk, the poll question for the day is should Russ, our beloved line producer, should he get cable or should he get DSL for his broadband service?
He doesn't. He says he doesn't want his packets sniffed, so maybe he's going to have to go DSL.
How do you know, Russ? Have you ever had your packets sniffed?
All right, that's enough of that. Thomas joins us on ZDTV. I know I did start it, and I'm really regretting it. Thomas joins us on the ZDTV Netcam Network from the Delaware Water Gap in Pennsylvania. Hello, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Hello, Patrick. Hello, Leo.
Hey, who's that with you there?
My son, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Nice.
How old's Mark?
He is 6.
Oh, he's a cutie. I have a 5-year-old son. What do you say?
I'm 7.
7? My 5-year-old's about to turn 6.
Oh, 19.
You're 19.
He's as old as we are.
You got your driver's license yet, Mark? I love it. What can we do for you guys?
Well, basically, we were talking, I was thinking I want to build a system. I have a powerful system now, but I want to build a system specifically for video
like father, like
and photo editing.
Video? Oh, all right. So you want really a specific purpose-built machine.
Right. I want a power system.
Right.
That I could build myself.
What kind of, tell us a little bit about the video and photo editing you want to do.
Well, I want to be able to video edit, videotapes, photographic work. At the present time, I'm doing photo albums.
Okay. You're definitely going to be using FireWire, right?
Well, I always heard that FireWire was a Mac situation.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Stop.
Yeah. Oh, no, no, no. In fact, FireWire is really ideal for any video editing environment. Now, of course, it requires you have a FireWire camera.
Yeah. Okay.
So, have you bought the camera you're going to use yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, good. All right. So, you probably want to get a digital video camera anyway, and they all have FireWire apps. Sony calls it iLink. The technical term for it is IEEE 1394.
Okay.
And Apple calls it FireWire. But it is not Apple only by any means, and it is by far the best way to get video in. No degradation in quality.
Okay.
So you can input it, edit it, and output it, and you haven't lost a single jot of quality, which is very important.
Yes, it is.
So number one, you're looking at a FireWire machine. You're looking at big hard drives, fast hard drives, because you want to capture without a burp.
Yeah. The faster the better. Like you've played around with this. We actually got to play around with this when we were on tour like a month ago. When
I brought my notebook along, my Mac notebook, and a digital. It was really fun.
Yeah, actually, the Sony computers and the Sony notebooks all have 1394 built in.
But he wants to build his own.
Right. If you want to build your own, you actually.
But I agree with you. You'd be almost be better off getting a Sony with a built-in Ethernet and the built-in FireWire than building it yourself.
I mean, on the flip side, the other thing is, like, especially like a year ago, the 1394 scene on the PC was messy.
Oh,
I think would be an understatement. The Adaptec cards that were out, don't ever touch an Adaptec 1394 card. They've actually been discontinued. They were such a mess. Some of the early 1394 cards from a couple different places were kind of sketchy. It's actually stabilized. Pyro is, I think, one of James's. James Kim, who does all the video and camera reviews for Fresh Gear. Pyro DVD card.
They make good cards.
Yeah, you pick up the DVD card for about $125. One thing you want is a ton of memory, as much memory as you can stand to shell out.
You'll probably want, at least 384, maybe even all the way up to half a gig.
Do you suggest RD or SD regarding memory?
Yeah, I wouldn't buy an RD motherboard until the Willamette chips come out.
Let's put it this way. Do you want Mark to go to college?
Yeah.
It's very expensive. You know, Willamette will probably be a very good choice. If you can wait for the P4, a P4... because of its new pipelining capabilities and the RD RAM, will probably be an excellent choice. I was almost going to say get a dual processor system. If you're going to do any photoshopping or anything, it really makes a difference to have multiprocessor in Windows 2000. So you're probably going to be running Windows 2000. For FireWire card, you like for the Pyro, for the DVD, for the FireWire card from Pinnacle Systems, a great deal. The Pinnacle Studio DV, it's the software and the FireWire card for under $100 and a really good FireWire card. Oh, the prices have really dropped. Hard drives, you're going to get fast ones. We like these new IBMs, the GXP hard drives. You got a 75 GXP, I think, the other day. I just bought one. I bought a 45 gig FireWire GXP.
You can store the Library of Congress on it, and
and they're cheap. The 45 gigs are under $300.
It is cheap.
Now, I would suggest getting a couple of drives. You might even want to do RAID for this particular application.
If you plan on spending a lot of time working with a lot of video projects, like the classic situation if you're doing weddings or if you're doing kids videos, if you want to play around with the stuff, if you have two hard drives, you can swap them in and out, keep a copy of the work that you're working. Otherwise, you got to turn around, then you got to recapture all that video over the 1394 bus, and you got to recreate your project. As cheap as the hard drives are, the RAID's a cheap way to make sure you don't lose that.
So you like RAID for redundancy?
Yes.
And maybe even you want to use it for striping. You probably should choose, though, not use both. Use it for both. You could do 0+1.
Yeah, but I would go SCSI in that case.
Yeah, you're right. Anything else he should have?
A really nice, crisp monitor that you don't mind staring at for really long periods of time.
And big, because when you do video editing, in fact, I would say get a dual monitor, get a Matrox G400 and get dual monitors. And the reason is, and all of our video editors upstairs do this, they have dual monitors. One holds the controls, and the other one has the picture you're working in. And that's how the pros work. It's so much easier than having to try to have the controls on the same screen.
On top of your screen.
You just can't do it very well.
You do like the Matrix video card then?
The Matrox G400 is excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And that's because it's a dual head card. You know, if you're going to do any gaming at all, the Hercules folks are going to do a dual head NV15 based card, a dual head card. I'm sorry, NV10 based card based on the GeForce 2.
That'd be nice.
That would be a very good choice also. Okay.
Okay.
We are out of time, but there's a couple of suggestions for you, Mark. Your dad is spending your inheritance.
Okay, now you ready to say what you got to say?
Thanks, Leo and Patrick.
Sumi Dawn shows off a hard drive that's as big as her thumb when the screensavers.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
Very good job. You guys are great. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Hackers want to change the world, and how they plan to do it might surprise you. Exclusive interviews from the H2K conference only on Cybercrime, Friday at 10:30 on ZDTV.
So we're expanding our e-commerce site. Traffic's growing, huge market. We needed more servers, more bandwidth, more everything. And we had to hit quick. Buying servers and co-locating wouldn't work. Too slow. Who has 6 weeks? You know who I called? Rackspace. Because Rackspace Managed Hosting does it all. I called Rackspace and boom. Next day, our site's up on managed servers in their data center. Totally secure, no hassles. And they supported us 24/7, guaranteed. No long-term contracts, no equipment to buy, no nothing. Look, if you need web servers with serious bandwidth, and especially if you need web servers fast, you need to call Rackspace right now. You'll be on the web, same day, instantly expandable, 1 server or 20. Check them out. Call 1-800-961-2888 or go to Rackspace.com for the whole story. Rackspace, it's how you get web servers now.
Welcome to the network where we're talking with Kevin the Magician. How you doing, honey?
Great.
Now, how have you combined technology and your magic?
Well, I created a piece of magic for the computer called CompuMagic. You think of any card, and you run the program, and it tells you what card you picked.
Here, check this out.
How did you do that?
It's all an illusion.
I should have known.
Want to talk? Find out how at ZDTV.com/Tilde.
Introducing ZDTV Stockpoint, the most comprehensive tool for making and managing your money. First, scan the market summary with up-to-the-minute performances of today's top stock indexes, like the all-new ZDTV Broadband Index, the only stock index tracking the hottest emerging sectors of the exploding internet economy. Combine this with market news, fund finders, and daily top stock performers, and you've got a total online investment destination. Just log on to ZDTV.com/moneymachine and click on ZDTV Stockpoint.
TheScreenSavers.com. I'm going to try to read this without flubbering. This week we're studying computers and politics. Need a quick lesson? Take this week's Super Geek Challenge. Serve your country and exercise your right to win a free Screensavers t-shirt or cap. Where, you might ask? TheScreenSavers.com. By the way, congratulations to Randy from League City, Texas, the winner of yesterday's Super Geek Quiz t-shirt or cap giveaway. Tux is modeling them right now. Tux helping Roger. Many people don't know that penguin spit makes an excellent electrolyte. Go ahead, Roger, just fire it up. Now here's Sumi Dots. What funny, wasn't it? With the new Trek solid-state hard drive on today's Fresh Gear.
Since the beginning of computing, we've needed ways to move valuable data from one place to another. The floppy disk was once the reigning portable storage king, but now we've got several different types of removable media, including the CDRW that's working its way to being most accepted. If you're one of the many who's low on storage space, here's a little device that packs a lot of punch. Trek has created a high-capacity hard drive no larger than your thumb. The ThumbDrive is an ultra-portable mini hard drive for mobile computing. Unlike IBM's 340 meg or new 1 gig microdrives, the ThumbDrive is solid state, meaning there are no moving parts to damage. The drive only requires an open USB port. Plug it in and you're ready to access the data stored on your ThumbDrive. This Trek ThumbDrive offers 16 megs of memory. That's plenty of space for digital photos and all those other usual memory hogs. Now, this technology is really further evidence that the death of the floppy is coming soon. Our laptop was able to read nearly 16 megs of data from this ThumbDrive in about 25 seconds, whereas reading a full 1.44 meg floppy took well over a minute. You can use the Trek ThumbDrive on any notebook or desktop PC and Mac with an available USB port. One major drawback, the drive isn't password protected, meaning that anyone could access your data on the drive. However, the company is developing safeguards. Overall, we really like the portability, speed, and the ease and convenience of plug and play to transfer data from one machine to another. We give the Trek ThumbDrive 4 out of 5 stars. The 16 megabyte version costs $70. Other versions are available, with the largest at 128 megs costing $400. And all of these drives are available now.
Interesting. You can catch a new Fresh Gear every weekend afternoon, 12:30 Eastern, right here on ZDTV. We got an email from Guilfoyle. He asks, I want to build my own digital VCR like the popular TiVo box. What kind of hardware and software should I use for this demanding task? Is a homebrew TiVo worth the effort? We'll find out when the Screensavers continues.
We're in Cincinnati, Ohio, talking to people about ZDTV. Think fast. How do you feel when you hold that cube?
Feel strange. This is great. What is it?
If there was a 24-hour cable television network devoted to computing and the internet, would you find that helpful?
Sure. Oh, yeah. I think that would be the great thing. Definitely, I think it'd be very interesting.
Strange? Why is that?
I don't usually hold cubes.
You, the best minds on Wall Street. Nothing in between. Wall Street's best research analysts are much closer than you think. In fact, they're right at your fingertips. Go to access at solomonsmithbarney.com now and see how you can be a better investor. You'll get up-to-the-minute market commentaries, sophisticated portfolio tracking, including gain-loss reports, a personal watch list, and in-depth research. You get the convenience of trading stocks online, even after hours, and you can pay bills online too. Plus, you'll have the insight of your personal financial consultant. See how Access can make you a better investor. Go to solomonsmithbarney.com right now or call 1-800-EARNS-IT, extension 387 for this free CD-ROM virtual tour. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Here's your new email from Guilfoyle. He asks, I want to build my own digital VCR like the popular TiVo box. What kind of hardware and software should I invest in for this demanding task? Well, okay, folks, in case you don't know this beautiful box, Leo, quit stretching.
I'm stretching because I know we're going to have some heavy lifting to do.
This is a TiVo.
That's a TiVo. What does a TiVo do, Pat?
Well, a TiVo and a replay. I'm not allowed to call it a PTV or a personal TV box because that's market speak. What it basically does is Leo likes to call it a digital VCR. It's like a digital television recorder. So what it does is it allows you to pause and rewind live television or actually record your favorite shows. It all does it on a couple of hard drives or a hard drive inside of this box.
So that's why Guilfoyle's question makes sense, because it really is just a computer. Really.
It's a very specialized computer.
Yeah.
Now,
so why can't I take my PC with a big hard drive and a video capture card and do that?
Before we go any further, a moment of disclosure. Vulcan Ventures, who's the people that own ZDTV, they got an investment in TiVo, they have an investment in Replay. Please don't think that influenced the rest of this answer. Folks.
No, we actually legitimately said, well, how can we put them out of business?
You know, because that's what we do, because
that's
we
our
like
job.
to irritate people.
But you know what? We're not going to put them out of business, and you'll see why.
You start with a pretty decent computer, right? Because you're dealing basically what this box does. These. I can no longer call it what I've been calling it.
Call it a personal TV if you want. That's
Can
okay.
I do that? Because I'm stumbling over this. So basically, you got a computer inside here that's basically dedicated to MPEG-2 encoding and dealing with the menu inside of the system.
Does it have a super fast processor?
Well, it does. It basically, if you're talking about a dedicated MPEG-2 compressor. So
that's what makes it fast, because it can do in real time. It can encode MPEG-2.
Now you could actually pick up a card to do this instead, an MPEG-2 encoder. This one, which one is this? I'm having a brain damage.
It's the MVR D2000.
You know, I love the way that sounds.
It's an MPEG-2 decoder from Canopus.
Yeah, it's the Amber Professional from Canopus.
Okay.
Now what that is, this is the big problem. Now to do this, you either need an incredibly fast machine or you need a card like this. This card is $2,000.
Okay, I'll handle it a little more gently.
Yeah, MPEG-2 compression cards are still incredibly expensive. Now, in theory, you might be able to do it with MPEG-1, but we want the small, tiny space, because if you don't compress the video all down...
Now, before you say anything else, though, 2000 now.
Yeah.
Soon. $100 versions of this, right?
Hold on. We'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
That's the closer,
That's coming.
Leo.
All right,
That's our grand finale.
I'm just saying, you don't right now you have to spend a lot, but you're not going to always have to spend a lot.
Don't buy this right now.
No, got to be nuts.
You know, you're going to need a hard drive, possibly a big hard drive. We go since we want to record like 35 hours worth of television, big hard drive. We got a max.
How big a hard drive's in there?
Anywhere from 8 to I think 30-something gigabytes.
So that's not huge, and nowadays a 30 gig isn't that expensive.
Yes, but you see, they're just recording TV. We've got the rest of our systems somewhere on.
So maybe we'll have 2 hard drives,
exactly.
one for recording just TV.
Right.
Maybe get one of those IBM 45 giggers. They're not hugely expensive, about $350.
No, that's not a bad deal. You know what? And
less than that, actually.
We should have one last thing. Your basic TV tuner card, because we're going to get the TV signal into the computer in the first place.
Now, this doesn't have to be anything fancy, right?
Nah,
Any
40,
video
80 bucks. Okay. This is the classic hop-on TV board.
How does the input here get to the MPEG-2 decoder?
Well, if you hold those two up, you're going to see the fabulous S-video cable connection.
So there's a pass-through, basically.
Exactly. Unless you can actually find ones that does it internally and digitally, you're going to have to use an external S-video. So you're going to go digital-analog conversion, then analog-digital conversion.
That's disappointing.
It's frustrating.
I'm sure in the TiVo it's analog to digital
all
once.
Digital.
Yeah, yeah. They make that conversion and it stays digital once it gets inside there.
Yeah. Now, there's one little problem. Once you put together all this hardware, guess what, folks?
What?
You're actually going to turn around and you're going to have to make your own interface for it, because as far as we know...
the biggest problem.
Right. So, you know, with one of these boxes, you click, you go, I want to record Star Wars. You click it, and you can record Star Wars for the rest of the week. You can search for stuff. You can customize. You can have it record, you know, Sportsnet every day.
The missing pieces right now are the scheduler, although you could use Web TV in Windows 98 to do that. And the key missing piece is, I don't know of any consumer off-the-shelf software that allows you to record and play back at the same time. There's just nothing out there that'll do it.
Nope.
However,
now, in theory, you could develop this with hundreds of hours of time, some dedicated engineers, a little bit of gumption, folks. But you know what? If you wait 10 days, the folks from Hop Hog are going to have a what do they call this thing? For about $200, it's going to be the TV PVR for
personal video recorder.
Exactly.
Now, I like that. You could call it that.
I like it.
PVR, that'll work.
And what that's going to be, it's basically going to be an MPEG-2 encoding card. It's going to use software MPEG-2. You're going to need about a 300 megahertz Pentium 2 or better to use this software. And the idea is it's going to be allowed you to record TV. Better yet, now there's some software that's supposed to do this whole personal video recorder, personal television thing out there. It's from MGI Software. It's called Diva.
Yeah, but right now, at least, it's only being sold to equipment manufacturers.
Exactly.
You can't buy it yourself.
Yeah, because you know what the rumor is. I knew some guys at Dell and Gateway who were playing around with qualifying this. They said it was a nightmare to hook up. But what they've done is from iCompression, they're working with a MPEG-2 decoder chip company. Remember, you were talking about cheap boards. This is going to be like a $200 kit, the MPEG-2 decoder, encoder, and the MGI Pure Diva software.
Then it's doable.
How about $200?
$200, and when's that going to be out?
That they're hoping if they work it out, it's going to be sometime between now and Christmas.
So today we're talking about spending thousands and thousands of dollars, not to mention hundreds of hours of programming time to get this thing working.
Right.
But in just a few months, it's going to be much more doable.
And you know, in 10 days it could be $250. In 6 months it could be $200, and just as slick to use as one of these boxes.
So I guess, Guilfoyle, the answer to your question today is you can't do it. The answer to the question in 6 months might be very, very different. And you know what? We'll come back and revisit this then, because I think everybody who has a computer says, why should I buy this when I got this? Why can't I do it with this?
Well, you gotta have that in the living room.
I like this in the living room. It's very attractive. Coming up, we're going to read some emails and some faxes when the Screensavers continues.
Don't touch that dial. The Screensavers will be right back.
You're watching ZDTV. Amaze yourself.
What do you think about Campaign 2000? Let your voice be heard. Send a V-mail today to zdtv.com/netcam. Big thoughts, big theories, big thinkers.
When cryptography is outlawed, only the outlaws will have encryption.
We've barely scratched the surface here of what we're capable of employing technology to do.
Big thinkers. We take you inside the minds of the leaders of the information age, and you ask the questions. Find out how at zdtv.com/bigthinkers. Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on ZDTV.
Oh. Now, the Gough. Oh my God. I hope these people can help me. Okay. Hey, oh my God. Wish I. Oh.
When I was a little girl, A teacher gave me an important gift. She opened my eyes to the love of learning. To inspire learning today, many teachers turn to cable in the classroom. For 10 years, cable has helped teachers teach by donating technology to schools. With commercial-free educational programs and internet support, cable in the classroom helps teachers help kids. In my eyes, that's a powerful gift.
Cable in the Classroom is a public service of ZDTV and your local cable company.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. Here are the preliminary results of today's web poll. What should Russ get? 44% of you say a cable modem. 28% of you say a DSL line.
That's interesting.
And 29% of you say a LeoBot 2000.
You know, we all need a LeoBot 2000.
And in case you don't have a LeoBot 2000, you still have 24 hours to vote, and that's not all. We've got a ton of ways for you to let your voice be heard, and they're all at the screensavers.com.
I'm still on the waiting list for the LeoBot 2000.
Well, we all wish we had a LeoBot. You know, we got your faxes, we got your emails, we got a ton of other stuff up there, but before we want to talk about that...
There's the facts of the day.
The facts of the day. I feel so happy. I think we should, hold up the facts of the day. Yeah. This is what we should all be thinking, because you know what? As much flack as I like to give Steve Jobs and the rest of Apple, the new Apple products announced this morning, they got an iMac for $7.99.
He's drooling.
They got iMacs in 4 colors that don't make me want to suddenly wear my Carmen Miranda water wings.
Sage is the new color.
Yes, sage. Well, sage.
Sage is the new black.
Ice.
Did you know that?
Well,
No, it's called Snow.
Snow.
It's like an X-Men character.
It's beautiful.
Snow.
You know what else they got? Have you seen the new substitute for the G4? The Cube.
Yeah, that's very cute.
It's unbelievably good.
The other thing, we have some pictures actually on the website. If we can pick that up, it's at apple.com.
Yeah.
And of course, the Apple Keynote is available on the website there as well if you want to see Steve Jobs. There's the Sage iMac. You could click on those guys and you can get bigger pictures if you want.
The Power Mac G4 Cube, though, it's like $17.99. The iMacs dropped down to $7.99. The Power Mac G4 Cube.
One thing on the iMac $7.99, only available in September. So what they're doing, I think it's very smart, is they're probably trying to unload all the old iMacs.
Yes. It's called clearing the channel.
Yeah, clearing the channel. And then they'll give you but $7.99.
You know what? Nobody's going to buy it to save $200.
The thing I'm most excited about, they finally have, and this is the first time I can remember that Apple's made a dual processor G4, which will be a killer machine, just a killer machine, especially with OS X.
Yeah, it's going to have to use OS X because
that's right.
The existing
I don't think
Apple
OS 9 will do it.
Yeah.
Now, interesting thing about OS X, they're probably aren't going to have it ready till late September for the public beta. They're a little bit behind in the public beta, which is a disappointment to me. But otherwise, I think, it's a good day for Apple. Their earnings are looking good, and they made some great product announcements. I was a little disappointed there wasn't anything really new. Mostly it's new externals.
You know what? Yeah, fresh designs.
Yeah.
Same guts, but beautiful new. I like the fact that the new G4 is one of the fan-free designs.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't know how they do that. That cube has no fan in it.
Yeah, I also love the fact that was it Apple Rumor, Apple Insider? They were threatening to sue them up until yesterday, forced them to take down the pictures that were leaked.
Yeah, Rick Ford. Did they also do OS Rumors?
And I believe so. And you know what? It turned out that those guys had the stuff right, and Apple lied twice. So Apple's working hard to cover the PR.
I think that's really unfortunate that Apple feels like they have to threaten these sites. They even threatened Rick Ford, Macintosh's ISP. They went to their ISP.
That's harsh.
That's not good. That's not
necessary.
Good. Nonetheless, some great stuff. Roger's still building. How you doing, Roger?
I'm doing pretty well.
Okay. Keep working on that collegiate computer for next week. Tux, is Tux helping?
Yeah, what's
Tux
doing?
Tux went away. Not much of a help, I can tell you.
That's it for this edition of the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton.
And I'm Leo Laporte. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Screensavers.
He's a LeoBot 2000. Just an imitation.
Does your e-commerce site have what it takes to be the UPS Merchant of the Week? Put it to the test. Go to ZDTV.com, click on the Merchant of the Week, and enter your e-business. Your .com could win a week of promotion on ZDTV. Vote for this week's contender and you could win a $100 gift certificate from Buy.com. It's a win-win destination. At ZDTV.com, click on the Merchant of the Week. And now the latest from the ZDTV newsroom.
Hello, I'm Lynn Espasto in the ZDTV newsroom. Lucent shares keep falling in heavy big board trading. They're now down about 16%. Lucent's earnings came in above target, but the company warned of slower growth in the next couple of quarters. And the telecom equipment maker said it plans to spin off its microelectronics unit. The news of the day, not getting an embrace from the street, obviously. Sprint's earnings beat the street with a 13% gain in its operating earnings, but the stock down a couple of points this morning. The wireless unit of Sprint also said it could add up to 900,000 customers in the third quarter. That stock down a bit. On the IPO front, Airspan Networks priced at $15 a share and is already cruising into higher altitudes. The wireless communication systems company trades under the ticker AirN and is now up about 150%.
Tonight on Internet Tonight, our endorsement for a surefire stock picking program available on the internet.
And a bunch of guys in shiny outfits spend a month on the road in France.
Plus another spin through the latest short movies on the web.
Stop throwing milk duds at the screen, punks. It's time for Internet Tonight.